Hello, hello, hello. I have a different location today. I'm at my parents' house in what I call their cinema room. So I've got this massive, weird multimedia system thing that stretches the whole wall. So ignore that. It's little funky lighting. We're doing a strength session today. I have 4 kilograms, 2.5s. Pick whatever weights you like. No weights if you like. Some things can be used with a band if you prefer to use a band. So grab them, enjoy, and we're going to start in child's pose today. So I'm going to slide myself back towards the back of the mat. My knees are wide, and I'm going to slide my arms forward, lower my head and chest down, and relax the body. I'm going to soften my elbows, drop my forehead to the floor, and just breathe down in towards my hips to lower my buttocks towards my heels. Finding your breath, your Pilates breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, into that rib cage. Allowing yourself just to melt down a little bit more. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Begin to make your stretch a little bit more active. So slide your fingers forward, releasing the elbows from the floor, feeling all your back muscles just opening out as you try and lower your head and chest down. If child's pose is not working for you today, because it can be quite strong on your hips and knee joints, you can just lower to your elbows, lift your bottom away from those heels, and take a little arch in the back instead. So it's completely your choice where you want to take it. Otherwise, take another 2 breaths, just reaching through those fingers, long through the spine, bottom pressing back into the heels as you pin your hands to the floor. And then we're going to carefully lift ourselves up and bring ourselves to a box position. Hands under shoulders, knees up under hips. We're going to take the knees fairly wide and we're going to do some rotations. Left arm underneath the chest. We're going to do our first few rotations with no weight, and then we're going to add the weight if you wish. So left hand, I'm going to mirror you today. Left hand underneath the chest. Your arm is just light, like a little swinging pendulum. And all we're going to do is lift the arm up, turn the body, squeeze the shoulder blade, turn through the waist and lift and reach the fingers to the sky as far up as your body allows you to go. And then we're just going to simply fold back under, bending through your left elbow, reaching your right arm through. And then stay in that hover. And then we go again. So we're going to do 5 with no weight. And think it through. Take it slowly. No need to rush. Inhale, open. Squeeze, turn from the waistline. Start to activate your core muscles. And then reaching, sucking the belly in as you reach through. Try not to put too much pressure onto your left shoulder as you push to the ground. One more here. Reaching up. Squeezing. And then lowering through. Quick stretch down here. See if you can drop all the way down to the floor. And then just use your left hand to push into the floor and turn your body and twist the other way. Reaching to the sky. 2 breaths. And then carefully coming back up onto your hands and knees. Taking hold of that weight, same hand. We're going to lift. Squeezing up, rotate. And then slowly under. Reaching through on that hover for 1. Squeeze. And 2. Abs on tight, lift. Try not to extend your right elbows. You lift up. Keep it soft. 4. Already doing 5 here. That's all. 1 more. And 5. Bringing that weight back down to the floor. Take yourself up onto your hands and knees. A little bit of arm movement here. We're going to lift our right arm up in front and we're going to swing it back all the way behind. So I'm keeping a slightly soft elbow so that when we lift, there's shoulder flexion and shoulder extension, just mobilizing. Abs on tight, feel the squeeze through the back of the arm. If you don't like it, release, and just do it with your arm just to get some shoulder movement. 4 more of these. 3, 2, last one. And 1. Drop that weight down. Take the weight off your hands, slide onto the back of your hands and gently push your body weight forward and extend the elbows to get stretch into your wrists. Wake up your wrist joint. This can be nasty. Try and extend a little bend, kind of pushing out of it. And then bring yourself back to your hands and knees. Okay. Right hand onto chest, left arm like a little pendulum swing. We reach up, we squeeze to the shoulder, we turn from the waist, and we pull up. And then we feed under, we bend through the right elbow, feed the left arm through. Squeezing up. This is 2. Remember, we're doing 5 of these. 3. turn. 4. 1 more big rotation. Come reach all the way up to the sky. 5. And then a brief stretch. Feed the arm through, drop to the floor. Bring your fingertips on that right hand and turn your body the opposite way. Look up towards the ceiling. Feel the stretch through the shoulder blade. 1 more breath here. And then bring yourself back up. Grab that weight. Continue. Remember, you can go with or without the weight. And when you're ready, let's swing up. Squeeze. And under. Only 5 of these. Left arm pulling up. Squeezing up. Feed up. Use your core. Remember not to extend that left elbow. It's very easy to want to just lift, extend up to the sky. Always have a soft bend. 1 more. Big lift. Up. And then bring the weight down. Set yourself up. You need to do a little wriggle on the spine just to reset that neutral position. Abs on. We take the arm up and we swing it back behind. For 1. Up. 2. 10 of these. Feel free to drop the weight or drop to a lower weight because I've got my shoulder issue. Yes, it's better. But if it starts to niggle, I just continue without the weight. Up. 4 more. Really press back. Wake up that joint, especially on that lift to the sky. And when you've done that last big reach, we drop the weight back down. Bring yourself down onto your elbows. Slide your fingers together, tuck your toes. Let's take a stretch from the back of the body. So lift up into dolphin, bending and extending the legs, a little bit of wriggle on the hips. And you've got a solid base. That triangular position through your forearms gives you a very strong, solid base just to allow your body weight to sit here. So therefore, you can get quite a lot of movement in the legs. No pressure in the neck. Your neck's just be hanging. And then we warm up the core a little bit more. So press your heels down. Slide your toes back very slightly. My watch is doing weird things. We're going to rock our body forward into a plank. We're going to do a knee tap. 1 knee taps, the other knee taps, and then we lift all the way back up. So from side view, continue. We drop down. We do 1 knee tap, other knee tap, and lift back up. Down, tap, tap, and lift. Keep going. If you can do 10 of these, fabulous. If you need to drop it down a level, we rock forward, we drop the knees, we pause, we lift the bottom and lift the knees back up. So you rock into a plank, lower your knees, pause, then lift the knees and lift your plank. Otherwise, keep going. Should be on your 5th one. Just 1 knee tap each side, unless you're dropping your knees completely. 3, 2, stay strong into those shoulders. My hands are slipping down this mat. Last 1. Okay, knee tap on and off, tap, 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 tap. I gaze slightly forward. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and drop it to the floor. Just take a little breather here. Body should be warming up. Heart rate should be getting up a little bit. Now we're going to do nothing unusual here. We're going to do some back extensions, working with those shoulder squeezes using weights or without weights. Totally your choice. I'm going to give it a go with my light weights, which are 2.5s. Some of you may want to be a bit more hardcore. Some of you may want to just ease it off completely. Feet are wide, they pin to the ground. Our legs stay down, but very active. All you're going to have is like a half bend through the arms, so kind of a 90-degree angle. And then we're going to lift up. And as I lift up, my forearms stay slightly grounded. My shoulders are pulled back. And I'm going to squeeze into my left arm, drop it down, and go straight to the other side, right side. So I'm going to stay up the whole time. So my back extensors are under tension. If you don't like staying up the whole time, drop down in the middle and then lift, pull, drop, and release. Absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. And if you're not using weights, you might want to go just squeezing both arms together. Or if you're feeling really hardcore, both weights together. I'm going to stick with individuals. Now, when you stick with individuals, you can kind of you can feel that very different transition from one side to the other. That squeeze, because what happens is your core has to activate to stop the other side from losing control. So it kind of stabilizes, and you can feel as I pull my left side, my right obliques kick in on the back, and as I pull up my left side, exactly the same. Buttocks fire up a little bit more to stabilize, because your body wants to be thrown out of position. So I reckon individual is better for core stability, but strength-wise, heart rate raiser-wise, work the arms together. We're going 4 more. 2 more each arm or 4 more together. Keep it going. Keep high in that chest. See if you can get a little bit more. See if you can squeeze the belly a little bit more. This is my last one. And I'm releasing down. Hands on the forehead. Let the shoulder blades fall apart. And always wriggle those hips to loosen through your lower back. Now we're going to take away the upper body and work into the lower body. And we're going to work the leg individually. So a little bit further closer with those legs, so a little bit further in. And all I want you to do is lift up your left leg, fold your heel into your bottom, extend that leg away, and release it back down. Swapping to the other side, right heel to bottom, leg extends and down. Up, pull, extend, and down. Up, pull, extend, and down. Tell my parents I was going to be doing a recording of Pilates because I'm down here because mum's had enough. And do you know how many times I've told my parents, because they always say, why don't you go out, you know, the sea and everything, go running. I don't run. And then they'll say it again, why don't you go for a run? I haven't run for years. I walk. Next day, are you going to go for a run this morning? And my mum has just sent me a message from hospital saying, are you running? Like, give up. Give up. That's what's beeping on my watch is my mother. Anyway, let's go. We're going to go 2 more each side. This is setting us up for the next exercise. 1 more to the left, squeeze, extend, and down. 1 more to the right. And then pause, hold there. Little wriggle again.
Keeping those knees wide, we then bring the heels together. Try and turn your toes out. This is quite difficult because my feet don't like turning out. So one does something different to the other and they don't look equal. Never mind. I'm squeezing my heels, which activates the inner thighs, the lower part of your buttocks. And all I want you to try and do here is lift the thighs off the floor, keeping the squeeze and release. Exhale up, squeeze the heels to get those knees off the ground and release down. Just try to keep your pubic bone and hip bone pressed to the floor to elevate the thigh and the knees off the floor and then release. If that's really not working for you, you can either just stay and just keep trying and trying and trying because gradually it will lift. Or you can go back and then do the lift of the legs together, the fold into the heels, the extension away and release if you prefer. We're going to do 8 more presses up. Come on, lift, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze and release. Exhale up, 7 and drop. See if you can squeeze the heels a little bit more. Now lift, 6 and release. Up, 5 and release. Up for 4, come on, get more squeeze and release. 3, up, 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 up. Last 2, come on, work those buttocks, work those inner thighs, press, get up high, get up high. Now we're coming to our last one. Lift, let's hold, let's hold, let's hold. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Open the knees, lift the thighs more. 4, left, 2, and release. Wriggle. Strong on that lower back, that one. Fabulous back strength now, as well as buttocks and inner thighs. Hands to the side of the shoulders. I'm going to slowly transition up, take a little curve of the spine and back to child's pose. Reaching forward, melting our heads and chest down. Let the arms be soft, or you can extend the elbows and reach. Feels so good on your lower back after doing strong exercises. Just enjoy the moment. You might want to sway a little bit side to side. Keep everything moving. And then when you're ready, we're going to swing around and come and sit on our bottoms. And we're going to set ourselves up for some twists, a little bit more upper body work. I'm definitely taking light weights on this one. So grab your weights, and I want you to put them slightly behind you, and then use the floor to lift and extend your spine, putting your shoulders back and elevating up. So enjoy this little stretch back. Squeezing the shoulder blades, lifting the chest. And then slide them forward, sit tall, legs out straight, turn your palms. We're going to keep our spine beautifully straight. We're going to do a little bicep curl up to the shoulders. We're going to rotate forward towards me and extend the arms up to the sky. Turning our palms inwards, we then bend behind to work the tricep. We extend the arms back up. We simply open the arms back out, turning your palms forward towards me, dropping all the way down, palms face away, and then lower to the ground. There's a lot to think about there. Scoop the belly in, lower yourself halfway down. So that's the arm work. Now here's the ab work. So halfway, a quarter of the way, feel those abs active, C-shape in that spine. Really feel your core active. We curl to bicep, we turn, we push up to shoulders and lift up tall, palms together. Triceps overhead, lengthen out. As we turn our palms back, we begin to curve that spine back down to that bicep. That's where we start. We fold up, we turn, we push up and extend the spine, palms together. One tricep overhead, lowering everything back. Scoop the belly in, drop back to that halfway point, and then lower the biceps. Got it? Now we're going to add 2, 1, and 2. We turn around, we lift and we reach up, palms come together. 2 triceps overhead at the top. And then we simply drop back down, roll back down. Here's your starting point. Let's do 3. 1, 2, Keep those elbows close into your waistline. 3, turn the palms, lift up. Extend the elbows, shoulders relaxed. 3 triceps overhead. Remember, you can do this completely with no weights. Or you might want to lose the weights at some point. So you might come down to here, you pause, we're doing 4 bicep curls. If you're not using weights, just do the same movement with your arms a little bit higher up. And 4, turn the palms, lift up, tall, arms high, triceps. 4, 3, use your core. 2, one more. Bring it back down, roll it back, arms to the floor. Squeeze the belly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn your palms, lift up, palms together. Overhead press. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. And we're going all the way to 8. Okay, let's do the 6. Ready? 6. Keep those elbows pulled in. Tap the floor. 4. Full range all the way to the shoulder, all the way out. Squeezing deeper into that tummy. One more. We roll it. We turn the palms. We lift up, palms together. If you need to lose one weight, just lose one weight on your way up and do your triceps with 1. And if you've lost one weight, come back down with that one weight, pick up the other weight, turn your palms and roll it back. 7, 6. You can also do one arm at a time. 5, 4. If you feel your weight starting to get heavier, but work hard. There's no point in doing this unless you're really feeling it. Roll up, lift up, tall through that spine. Abs are fully on. You must have your abs securely on at the moment. 3. Elbows right in close to that head. Shoulders relaxed down. They will want to hunch up because they're trying to work as well. Backs of the arms are working on their own. Last one. I think I might have done an extra one then. Now, last round. Make it really active. Let's lift one leg and do 4 bicep curls with one leg. Optional. Then you swap to the other side. Come on, squeeze the tummy muscles. 3, 4. Drop the leg, lift up, lift, extend. Let's do this. 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop those weights down. Take them back behind you where we started, and lift your chest and squeeze your shoulders back. Take a long, deep breath. Reset your breath back to normal. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now I'm going to let go of one weight. I'm going to keep hold of one weight. And I'm going to roll myself to the floor, slowly down, controllably through the spine. Take a bit of a stretch out, full body stretch. Reaching your arms behind. Slide your legs a little bit wider so they go to the corners of your mat. And we're going to work one arm and one leg together. So I'm going to work my left arm and my right leg. And this arm here is going to be my little helping hand. So you can do this with no weight. I'm going to turn my palm in slightly because of my shoulder. You're going to lift your right leg, your left arm, your whole upper body. Use your right elbow to lift yourself up off the floor and lower everything back down to the ground. Not quite putting your arm down, but the leg can come down or hover. We lift up for 1. I'm going to stay at hover. Up for 2. See if you can use that right arm to help lever up. Or, if you're feeling you can do it without, hover that arm too. That's 5. We're going for 10. 6. Now, as you lift up, see if you can do a little rotation, reach the outside of the toe to work a little bit deeper in those obliques. 8. 9. One more, big lift, come on. Reach. And 10. Just lower the arm to the ground, take a moment. Take the weight, either side, both hands holding. Keeping those legs wide, take your feet in, bending those knees. And we're going to take the arms up and overhead as we lift our hips and take a full extension through the front of the body. And then as we lower our bottom down, we lift our head and lift into a little baby crunch. So push into the floor, reach the arms over, big strong bridge. And then we lower everything back down, arms come forward and squeeze. Now when you lift into this bridge, your feet are a little bit more further forward than your knees than you would do a usual bridge. So that will just activate your hamstrings a little bit more. You may begin to slide up your mat. I can feel myself sliding up my mat straight away. Crunch. Crunch. 3 more of these to wiggle myself down a bit. Just activate the very tops of your abs just to lift those shoulders off the ground. Last one. Squeeze. Good. Now just drop your weight onto the lower part of your belly. Bring your feet much closer in and lift those hips up. And we're going to squeeze and open out the legs. And if you want more, just take your feet wider again and just keep that strong hip position. So you're always high. Pressing those knee bones together, allowing your ankles to move. I know there's a lot of stability work in our joints in Pilates, but sometimes you've got to move the joints in order to then stabilize them. 5 more, squeeze, open, 4, 3, 2, one more big push, and then lower it back down to the floor. Slide those legs down. Take your right arm slightly overhead and your left arm down here. So I've got a bend in my elbow the whole time. There's no pressure on my joints, not my elbow joint, wrist joint, or shoulder joint. If you've got full extension, everything's going to be under pressure, under tension, and you're going to end up hurting yourself. You can bend your arm a little bit more if you need to, or lose the weight and do a little bit more extension. Okay, let's do this. Other side, lift. 1, and release. So remember that arm can be your lever, or you can just keep it hovered and see if you can do that little extra turn at the top towards the little toe. Everything comes up together. Everything released. Five more. Come on. Lift, lift, lift. Squeeze. And release. Last 3. Ooh, about to hit the cupboard. Last 2. Come on up. One more big one. And release it down. Make myself back down my mat again. Arms down. Lift the knees in wide, a little hug, a little roll side. Slide your hands underneath your thighs. Roll yourself back up to seated. Okay, we're back up here again. We are now going to do a little bit of oblique twisting with your weights optional. You can keep your legs straight. You can bend them slightly, which I think I'm going to do. I think I prefer bent knee. What I want you to do first of all, though, is just bring your weights either side of your legs. Bend your legs to about the same position as I'm doing. slide your hands on your feet or your shins and just lower your head and chest and just enjoy that little curved stretch in the spine. Now we can add a shoulder press into this, one arm shoulder press. You can not do a shoulder press, or you can without weight. Take your pick. So I'm going for light 2.5s. I'm going to lift up tall. I'm going to scoot the belly in. And as I come down, I'm just going to find my place where my abs are kind of holding me here. And I'm going to take my left arm up towards the sky. And then I'm going to row it down towards the mat and turn my obliques and slide my elbows far back as it will go to tap the ground. And then bring it back. So I'm going to raise my right arm. Going to turn, tap, squeeze, and come back to center. So up, turn, back, up, turn, back. You don't have to do the elevation. You can just turn, pull the elbow back and round, come back to the middle, and then the other side. Or if you want more, you can extend and then drop both sides that way. Extend and drop both sides that way, or lose the weight and just do the arm movement with your hands in prayer position, reaching and turning. Or if you need to release, you can take your arms up and lower down, lift and lower down. So you can do a little kind of release in the middle. So you might not be keeping up with my numbers, but we're aiming for 10 each side. So we're working at. And now I have absolutely zero, like, no, I don't even know where I am. But I think that's about 8. So reaching, 9. 10. Now at the moment, I'm feeling more benefit by not using the weights because quite a lot of pressure is going into my lower back at the moment. So that helps me control through my abs. Lifting up. It's all about how you've been on the day. That's 14. Up. 50. I might try one weight. Up. 16. Lift. 17. Hold in there. Last 2. Make them really strong. See if you can just lift and reach back a little bit more. Twist and turn a little bit more. Last 1. And then bring your weight forward again. Fold over those legs. Flex your feet. Slide your hands over the top. Catch your feet. And then lift your spine tall. And as you do so, pull your shoulders back and down and lift that chest. Take it into a hamstring stretch. So keeping that elevation through the spine, push your legs away from you. If you're tying your hamstrings, do one bend, extend the other, and work through both sides like that. Just then soften your spine forward and let everything just drop into that hamstring stretch. Breathe. If you roll it up. Now, with or without the weights again, we hold on to the weights behind us. So we're going to go into a bit of a back extension and shoulder extension exercise. Bend your legs and then lift yourself up into reverse tabletop. It doesn't matter how far you get up. You might be an inch off the floor, or you might be really nice and high and quite happy there. And then just work on just lifting up as much as you can. So if you're on the weights, that really does help you get that elevation. Take another deep breath here and then lower down. Push the weights to the side. Hands to the floor, fingers pointing out. We lift back up. Now this is what we're going to do. We're going to do one leg lift, drop down, and then the other leg lift, drop down. And just keep swapping. Side to side. Or if you want a bit more of a challenge, we lift opposite hand to foot. Right hand, left foot, and down. It's not as hard as you might think it is. Give it a try. Lift, and then kind of crunch it. Feel, squeeze in the abs. 8, 7. Remember, you don't have to, you might just be here, maybe do some hip presses up and down. 5, 4, 3. There's always an option, never give up. 2, and 1. Then hold and lift up high, squeeze up through the belly, and lower it to the floor. Bring the soles of the feet together. Take hold of your shins, and then just sit tall. Oh, I'm thirsty. Really just sit as tall as you can go. Now hold on to those weights again. Weights optional. Feet are just sliding a little bit further forward. So now we're going to stay at that angle position through the legs. Scooping the belly in, we're going to drop back to a halfway point. We're going to lift one knee up towards the shoulder. So my right knee towards my right shoulder, and my left arm is going to do like a punch reach towards the foot and back in. And then lift, my knees coming up towards my left shoulder, my right arm punches to the foot. So press. So I'm still rotating towards that kneecap as it pulls up towards my shoulder. And you, of course, do this without the weight, punching towards the foot or just tapping towards the foot. Now, crunch, crunch, speed it up if you can. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more, and 1. Pause in the middle, weights here or out forward. There's your challenge. Hold it, and pulse. 10, 9. Can you lift your legs to a hover? 7. Can you move your legs in and out? 6, 5. You can just stay here, that's fine. 3, 2, and up you come. Lower yourself down, weights dropped, grab your feet. This time, slide the heels in and come into a forward fold, stretching out the inner thighs, hips, lower back. Breathe. Nice long deep breath in through the nose, out breath through the mouth. Go a bit deeper. And if you roll it up, pull your shoulders back and lift your chest up. I want you to keep your right leg here and take your left leg back to a seated hurdle and then take it into a stretch. Lowering your head and chest and body down, letting everything drop. So we're going to go into a really nice deep stretch today. And adjust that front leg as much as you need to. So you might want to slide it forward and go deeper, or you might want to move closer to it or away from it. It's down to you to find a place that stretches through to your right hip and right buttock area. And we're going to take this to a back extension. So come up, take your right hand behind you, stay on your knee here, and you're going to push your body forward onto that shin, onto that knee, push your hips, take your left arm, and look towards the hand as you try and lift and lengthen. So imagine you're trying to get your whole upper body forward, but that arm is going back, so you create back bend and look towards the fingers and just pause there, hold it. 10 seconds, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Eye gaze can be up, it can be forward, you can drop to the floor if your neck doesn't like it. One more breath, push, 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 squeeze your butt, and then release it back to exactly the same position. Now go back to that same stretch, or you can transition to pigeon.
And if you transition to pigeon, just relax your whole body down, taking your weights as much as you're equal in both hips. You want to feel your weight pushing into that right buttock. And if you are in seated hurdle, you're gonna stay in that position to stretch the quad. So the back heel comes to the bottom. You take your right hand to grab it, and you draw the heel in towards your bottom. You might want to come back up into your hands. If you're in seated hurdle, just try and push your hips forward and push your upper body away from your knee. Try whatever works for you. You might just want to leave it here and carry on with this. And then slowly release the back heel. If you're in pigeon, sit back seated hurdle, swing this leg around. So the left leg is now out, and we're going to take it into a hamstring stretch. Feel free to use a band, belt, strap, tab, whatever you can find to hook around that foot if you need to. I want you to turn your whole body towards that foot and raise your right arm up, and then we're going to catch hold of that left leg. So if you're using a band, your right arm is the dominant one. Your right arm is further forward. That's bending through the elbow. That's dropping your head and chest down, and we're stretching there. And just try and relax everything as you lower down into that hamstring. Really breathe. Keep going further and deeper as you breathe out. It's an opportunity to go deeper into that stretch. And then when you're ready, just begin to ease it off and back up. Keeping this leg here if you can. Take this foot around the outside of your thigh and then sit back into your buttocks. Now, if you can't sit into your buttocks very easily here, feel free to extend that right leg on the floor. Left foot flat to the ground, wrap your right arm around, left hand face the spine, lift taut and take a rotation over that shoulder. So keep thinking about driving the thigh towards your abdomen, but keeping your buttock firmly on the ground as you begin to twist and sit taller. So there's lots of different kind of stretches in this position. And then bring your head back. And I want you to keep hold of this leg and then lift that arm up and come over into a little side bend as you continue to pull that thigh in. It's just to reach up to the sky and a lean forward. So as I take that side bend, I'm still trying to keep my buttock firmly on the ground. Maybe come a little bit further forward. And release the arm. Transitioning into another glute stretch. Sliding. So this is going to take it into the other buttock. Sliding that leg up the thigh to right up to the joint. Freeing that foot a little bit underneath to that position. If that's not for you, all I want you to do is take your left foot slightly in front of your right. And then turn towards that left knee and drop down into that stretch. Go as far as you can go. Reach, reach, reach. Try not to let your buttock lift off the ground. Move into the center and reach forward. So as you kind of drop your chest forward, you push your bottom into the ground. Now, if you can't come forward because you're really tight in your hips, bring your hands behind you and just use your arms to ease yourself forward. That's the other option. And then carefully just lift yourself up tall. And then I want to take that foot away, if it's not already there, and simply swap over. So fold your left foot in, right foot goes on top of the thigh or the knee joint maybe, or slightly in front of the right one.
We lift, we turn towards that right knee, and then we sink.
Lower the head, drop the chest. Again, remember, buttocks firmly pressed to the floor as you allow your body's weight to just drop down. So don't carry tension in it, but just allow your weight to drop. If you take one more breath in this position, just move into the center and see if you can lower even more. Remember, you can bring your hands here instead if that's to you, and just push your body weight forward. And then when you're ready, just ease it up. And then we transition from there. Now this time, this right foot slides over the outside of your left thigh. Again, if your buttocks don't happily sit down, extend that left leg forward. Wrap the left arm around, right hand to the base of the spine, lift up tall, and rotate the other way. So now we're pulling the thigh in towards the abdomen on this side, but keeping our buttock on the floor. See if you can keep that foot flat to the ground as well, and just keep twisting and turning and reaching high and breathing. Keep breathing through your stretch. Feel those sort of tight areas. 2 more breaths. I can hear the clock ticking. Silent. Okay, ease it off. So this leg now is going to spring away, and then we're going to take it out to the side for a hamstring stretch. So exactly like we did on the other side, turn our bodies to face. Our left arm is our leading arm this time. So if you need to use a strap, band, towel, whatever you need, if you know you can't grab that leg, or if you want to bend the knee first, get hold of it with that left arm, lift and lengthen, and let's fold down into that hamstring stretch. Just breathe. Keep bending through the left elbow, driving the chest low, extending that knee. You may find your lower back is tighter than your hamstrings, like me. So I'm going to just do a little bit more pull through the arm to get down there. 2 more breaths here. And you carefully breathe again. And then this leg is going to swing behind. Now we're going to go into seated hurdle to start with, because it's always a nice place to start. And then you might want to move that foot a little bit, find your stretch. So I'm kind of sitting into my left hip, my weight's falling into that left thigh, and there's my stretch. You might want to move towards your foot, you might find that more beneficial. Two more breaths here. And then we come up, everyone. Take our hand behind. And when you're ready, we're lifting onto this right knee, onto the left shin, pushing your bottom up. Imagine you're trying to push your whole body forward, and then you're back bending and then lifting that arm high, looking towards that fingers and feeling that full stretch. So I get that all the way down to my lats. And then reach and feel that back bend. Really force a little back bend. Squeeze the butt. Hold it there. Breathe. Come on, one more deep breath. Hold it, hold it. And then we carefully drop back. Either back into that same stretch again, but perhaps go a bit deeper, or transition up into your pigeon. And then, so my hips are now equal, facing down towards the floor, but I'm really focusing on my weight falling into that left buttock. And just let all the tension go in your shoulders. Don't hold on to anything. If you can,
bend that back heel, grip hold of the foot and drive the heel to the bottom as you feel the stretch into your quads. You might be up on your hands or down here, or you might just not want to do it at all because it's quite nasty. Breathe. Like little wriggle side to side. Take a couple more breaths. Release the back heel if you've still got hold of it. And no matter where you are, if you're still in seated hurdle, bring your hands in front of you, turn your body, tuck your toes under at the back, and then lift the other leg up to join into a downward facing dog. So bend the knees, lift your hips, melt the head and chest down towards those thighs, extend the arms and push those heels into the floor. And breathe. And the head side to side. See how far you can turn it. And then bend the knees, softly walking your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands. And then coming into a forward fold, holding onto your elbows and just hanging side to side. Just a nice little sway through the body. Let the neck go, let the chin fall. Find your center point. And then slowly roll up through your spine, carefully stacking one vertebrae at a time. I'm just going to come forward. So roll up, roll up, roll up until your head is the last thing that does. Then take a shoulder roll at the top. And I want you to lower your chin down towards your chest. Take your hands wide, carefully interlace your fingers. Let your hands just lightly be awake and push your chin towards your chest and just stretch those neck muscles. Just let your arms be a heavy weight and let your stretch just happen naturally. Lift the chin slightly, turn it towards your left armpit and lower again. Back to center, over to the other side, lower the chin. Lift up back to center. And then lift your chest and push your elbows behind and look up towards the sky. Releasing your hands from your neck. Take a deep shoulder roll and open your arms. And as always, we inhale, lifting your hands up. Bring your hands gently together and bowing down. Give yourself a clap. Fabulous. Thank you all for joining today. Have a wonderful day. Bye.